top federal ministers on the stand.
Do you swear that
and on the defense?
Yes, I do.
I do swear.
I do.
To face their own words spelled out in text messages.
You make again in stark terms the observation, slowly is incompetent.
The Justice Minister says he sent that comment about then Ottawa Police Chief Peter Slowly in the heat of the moment.
I was frustrated, I have to admit.
But David Lametti says the protesters harassed his staff and death threats against him increased dramatically. One of the texts that drew the most attention, an exchange between Lametti and his chief of staff, showing they began discussing the Emergencies Act 2 weeks before it was used.
The second or third day of the protest, and your mind goes straight to the Emergencies Act. Can you explain why that came so quickly to your mind?
I was being prudent.
A few days later, Lametti brought up the emergency legislation again.
In case we need it, because the worst scenario would be something explodes and we are not ready to use it.
Lametti also told the public safety minister, you need to get the police to move, and the Canadian Armed Forces if necessary. Marco Mendicino replied, how many tanks are you asking for? Lametti said, I reckon one will do.
It is meant to be a joke between two friends.
Do you agree with Minister Lametti?
The question was put to the defense minister, also testifying.
The Canadian Armed Forces is the force of last resort.
Welcome to Ottawa. Make yourself at home.
By February 13th, conversations turned much more serious. Lametti again texted his chief of staff, saying, quote, we are on the inexorable march to the Emergencies Act. It was invoked the next day.
So, Olivia, I think we got a better sense today of when the Justice Minister considered the Emergencies Act, but didn't explain why.
That's right, Adrienne. The minister said he couldn't get into the legal reasoning, citing solicitor-client privilege. And that was frustrating for the commission's lawyer, whose job is to figure out if the government was justified in invoking the act. We did, however, hear that Transport Minister Omar Al-Gabra told his U.S. counterpart just days before the government used its special emergency powers that Ottawa would soon intervene if nothing was done. And tomorrow we hear from the Prime Minister's top advisors and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland. And on Friday, it's Justin Trudeau.
All right, Olivia Stefanovic in Ottawa. Thanks, Olivia.
You're welcome.